Sometimes you need to replace a door in your home, and sometimes you need to replace all of them. And in this video, that's exactly what we're going to show you how to do. Hey there, my name is Yami. I am your Latina next door. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I love sharing high-end home decor and DIYs on a budget. If you enjoy videos like this, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out. Most homes are built with your standard builder grade doors, and this house we moved into was no exception. However, these doors were in pretty bad shape, and I knew that I wanted something a little bit better for our home. For this video, we are partnering again with our friends at Woodgrain. We have previously done our baseboards as well as all of our window trim with their products. And like their trim, they have an exceptional variety of designs to choose from for your interior doors. I will include more information throughout the video.
So the first thing we needed to do was remove the doors. And I'll admit, the Latino engineer definitely was the lead on this project, and I was just his awesome assistant. Now what he did was remove the screws that went to the door, and then he went back and removed the hinges. You can always reuse your hinges, but these were pretty old and had a lot of paint on them and weren't really nice looking, so we decided to replace them as well. Alright, so in order for Nelson to figure out where exactly to put the hinges on the new door, what he did was he placed the bottom, or the new door, on the bottom and made sure that it was oriented in the same direction as the one on top, and then he placed the old door on the top of that new door so that he knows exactly where to route the areas for the new hinges. Now, Woodgrain has so many selections to choose from when it comes to the specifications for your interior doors. They have beautiful traditional race panel MDF doors that come in so many patterns, but we decided to go with their interior flat panel doors. These doors are a thing of beauty, and they are such high quality. They have a wood insert with MDF veneers around it in order for them to create these beautiful patterns on these doors. And they already come primed. And again, they had so many selections to choose from.
Now this is kind of funny. When picking the design for our doors, my husband and I went independently to look at the design options that were available to us. And we were supposed to pick the one that we liked the best. Wouldn't you know that we picked the exact same door? I guess it was meant to be. Now when you pick up one of these doors, you know that they are made differently from your regular builder grade doors. These doors are heavy and solid.
Now the first thing that you see him doing right here is marking the areas where the hinges are on the new door. So he's making sure that they match up exactly to where the ones on the old door were. He comes back in with a square and he makes sure that that line goes straight all the way down. So next you take what is called a router jig, and we'll make sure to link all of these items in the description box below. And we're going to line that opening on that jig to match up those lines he has just created. And then we screw it in place so that it doesn't move.
Right, and then this jig, depending on the size of your hinge, 3 inch, 3.5, 4, 4.5. So whatever size hinge you're going to use, this little jig adjusts to it.
And then with the router, you proceed to cut out the hinge indentation. And if you do everything correctly, you get a perfect fit.
So the neat little thing about this little jig is it comes with a depth gauge. That way you can set how deep the router is. So obviously you don't want to go in too far, and if you don't go far enough, the hinges will stick out.
So I just want to show you guys what the difference is between a builder's grade door and one of these high quality custom made doors that we have for our home. You can see right here where the doorknob was actually installed. You can see that this is like particle board inside here, and you know that's why these doors are pretty light. But if you compare it to our new doors, as you can see, this is what's on the inside of these doors. It's actual wood with two really thick pieces of MDF surrounding it, and that is why these doors are so much more heavy duty, a lot heavier to the touch. I mean, you can tell the difference completely between one of these doors and a builder's grade door. So in selecting the hinges for these brand new doors, I decided to go ahead and get some new oil rub bronze ones that will match the hardware that will be going on the doors as well. Now before installing the hinges, he removes all of the pencil markings that he created before, and then he screws them in. Once these are in, it's time to bring the doors inside and put them back up.
So if you can see, if you zoom in, you put the door up, obviously it's not aligned, and this is the contraption I've used and it's worked so far for all the doors I've been putting in, and it's
Really high tech.
high tech right here. I'm not really sure where you can get something like that, but you basically lift the door up.
All right, moment of truth. Do they line up? Yes, they do. So these are the new knobs that we went with for these new doors. As you can see, they're nice oil rub bronze, and they have a really nice detail around the edge of the knob. And then it has this beautiful rectangular piece on the back. I thought if we're gonna go ahead and put really nice doors on here, I want really nice doorknobs. So we went ahead and did this, and I absolutely love the detail of these and how different they look than your normal doorknob. The great thing about these kits is that it does come with everything that you need, including the plate that you're gonna put on the actual fixed wall area where it locks into place. And I'll make sure to link to these in my description box below in case you guys want to check these out. Alright, and just like we had the tool in order to create the cutouts for the hinges, there's also this little nifty tool in order to make the hole for the new doorknob handle. So the way you attach this right here is with these two screws. And these are actually gonna be the same screws that are gonna attach the little plate that goes on here. So you won't be damaging the door in any way. These are actually gonna be very useful in a little bit. So then what happens is, before you attach this, you're gonna line this up with this right here, and it tells you that you're right in it when it catches on. So you know exactly where to place this piece on your door. So it makes it really simple for you to use. Then you screw these two in, and then you start making your cuts. Now our particular drill bit was not long enough to go completely through the door, but we just took off the attachment and finished it off from the other side. So after we have completed this hole, we're gonna attach this right back, and what we're gonna do next is drill the hole that goes right in here straight through this right here. All right, so it is time to make the little notch on the door that's gonna fit this portion of the doorknob. So for this next part, we're going to be using this piece right here, and it does come separately. It does not come with the initial door knob kit. Now what that does is help us create this little outline that's going to help us place the template that we're going to use for the router jig to notch this out as well.
So basically, you put it in the hole, line it up, and then just tap it with a hammer. It notches the little outline.
And this is the part of the original kit that's going to help us place it over that original outline that we just created. And then with the router, we're going to notch the inside of this out. You'll see in just a second. So after we double check and make sure that everything aligns perfectly, it's time to paint these doors. I am using the same paint that I use for my kitchen cabinets as well as all of my trim in my entire home. Now what I like to do whenever I'm painting anything like this is take a 2-inch angled sash brush and apply the paint in all of the nooks and lines and crevices first, then come back in with a roller and smooth everything out. I applied 2 coats to each side of each door. You always have the choice of painting the door prior to making the hole for the handles, but if you do make the holes, always remove the handle first and then paint the door. It'll make it a lot easier. You won't have to use painter's tape and you won't get any paint on those beautiful new handles that you'll be putting on your doors. I absolutely love how these doors transformed my home. The pattern on the back of the doorknob mimics the pattern on the doors, and I think it just elevates the entire look of it. But I think you can really see the changes when you see the doors side by side. And what's even more exciting is that now that I've added all these amazing architectural details with items from Woodgrain, I can now focus on finishing all of my spaces, decorating them, and sharing the complete room transformations with all of you.
Well, that is how you replace your interior doors. I hope this video was super helpful. If you learned something new, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know what you think of the design that we picked for our doors, as well as those amazing doorknobs. I love those doorknobs. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you again, Woodgrain, for partnering with us in this video. I'll include a link to their website in my description box, as well as a link to the page where you can find out where you can order your custom interior doors at a location near you. I will see you guys next week with another home decor and DIY video. Until then, adios.